Hey assholes, Pat here. I'm doing a video today with my old buddy Sharkfoot. So Sharkfoot's gonna say hey.
Yep. Hey,
That was very anticlimactic. I'm gonna kick.
you said I was gonna say hey, and I said hey. Moving on.
I'm gonna kick Sharkfoot out of this because he's just gonna ruin this video with his fuckness. But
Yeah, I'm gonna let that awkward silence just ring out. I know my cue, but go fuck yourself.
oh fuck you, dude. You're in the Guinness World Book of fuck offs.
Anyway, so Pat pulled me into this video to talk about an article that we found while browsing the web by a lady called Hannah Brooks Olson, and it's called "A Letter to Young Feminists Who Date Trump Supporters."
Yes, a letter to young feminists who date Trump supporters. I saw this and I had to bring Sharkfoot in, who was playing Overwatch all night. And this article is hilarious. This is one of the most sexist, crazy things I've read in a while, which is impressive from everyday feminism. Content warning: misogyny, Nazis, rape, intimate partner violence.
What?
What is intimate partner violence? Is it like when you choke your
Sounds like
girlfriend?
kinky sex, but
Yeah,
they're just too ashamed to admit it.
originally published on Medium and republished here with the author's permission. Dear young person, first, let me say that this applies regardless of your agender and the agender of the person you love. Know the people of all genders may experience this and perpetuate this, especially, but not exclusively, in youth. However, there is a particular pattern of cis white girls who date cis white boys whose political views don't match. Cis white girls and cis white. But what do you think about that, Sharkfoot? Cis white girls and cis white boys.
It's just condescending. They're just talking to them like they're their own little group of species in a zoo or something. It's freaking weird, man.
Yeah, let's just change this and see how bad this sounds if you read this another way. However, there's a particular pattern of cis Jew girls who date cis Jew boys whose political views don't match.
Yep. Or cis black girls or cis black boys.
Except
Go to the black thing.
Except that it's not that their political views don't match, it's that his views exist in a framework wherein you are less of a person with less agency, less competency, and less nuanced and inner life than he. What?
This dates back to the pre-Trump days, which now they're establishing it as the Reich of Hitler now. So this is a whole era we're in. So it's a big old deal that we're all living in here.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
But has been exasperated in the era of white nationalism. Pepe, there's a return of Pepe in every freaking feminist article anymore. And a Nazi who doesn't want to be called a Nazi, Richard Spencer, who got punched.
Man, she knocked them all out there. She mentions Pepe, Richard Spencer. I mean, she just hit all the main feminist talking points in one little paragraph. It's pretty fucking impressive.
Very. It seems like she's and as reading through this article, you find that she's really trying to justify punching Nazis in the face too.
Punching men.
Yeah, just in general, men, not even Nazis, because all men are Nazis now. But the article goes on, and the insanity ensues.
Young white men are finding themselves intoxicated by toxic masculinity and grasping at political ideologies that are not simply controversial, but are in fact potentially dangerous and damaging. And it's okay to note that and act accordingly. So she's basically sending you feminists out there to go attack your white boyfriends who may be a Trump supporter because they don't have a political ideology. What they're doing is they're like addicted to that toxic masculinity. It's like fucking steroids.
And it's okay to note that and act accordingly. Whatever. Many of us are conditioned to believe that true tolerance is the ability to stomach and even politely nod along with opinions that are different from our own, and that in doing so, we are making the world a more harmonious place. Whatever that's supposed to fucking mean. Sounds like it's just self-indulgent writing at that point.
Well, why is she an expert on the world and everything going on? Why does she know what all white people feel and experience? And
just because she was published on Medium, bro, so she has complete authority to talk about it.
Yeah, everyday feminism is a real reputable source of philosophical debate on the genders. Young women especially are groomed to acquiesce in moments of disagreement. Never is there more true that when the person you love, as a young person, has what appear to be fully formed and forceful opinions about politics, current events, and ideologies. So this is like dating an SJW where they try to force all that bullshit on you, but she's doing it as the reverse, yet in her mind it's toxic.
We disagreed on almost everything, but that's what made him interesting. I started to see the actual human person behind the Vote Leave badge. Something I'd never tried to do before. So dramatic.
I
After
know.
they got after they got over the initial shock of our opposites attract relationship, the main reaction to him from my friends and family has been baffled amusement. Upon meeting him for the first time, one of my closest friends who's bisexual got into an argument with him after he claimed her sexuality didn't exist. Despite this, they're now both good friends. What was the point of that?
Okay, you cut out there at the end, but a little bit where you said after he claimed her sexuality didn't exist. So basically, he told her bisexual friend her sexuality didn't exist, and she says, despite this, they're now both good friends. Well, thank you for telling us that story.
That's a waste of time. And then there's a link to another stupid article.
The article says, what happens when you're a feminist and you fall in love with the Trump supporter?
You go on with your life. I thought that was the thing to do.
She seems to really care about what politics and opinions you have, like, really bad. Like, really,
She
really.
seems to, she seems to think about it more than we do.
Yeah, I don't think I would talk about it this much. Like when she's getting ass fucked, does she ask them if they voted for Trump?
Holy shit.
But young person, I want to say this clearly and without mincing words. You are not required to abide by political opinions that question or demean your humanity. In fact, you should not abide by them. Well, yeah, that's why I don't follow SJWs. You tell me because I'm a white cis male that I can't have opinions on things and I'm a sexist and racist automatically because of society.
Women are stupid. Like, agree to disagree. Reads the now viral tweet that features that girl in the nasty woman shirt with the rainbow flag beside the boy in the Make America Great Again hat and the meninist crew neck. They're just spewing out all these fucking stupid toxic words. It's just so much cancer now.
No, a lot of buzzwords in this fucking article. I mean, she's
It's
hit them all.
it's all they say anymore. Click through to see what his Twitter timeline is full of retweets of Tommy Lahren monologues and statements about America. Now
So
she's hates rednecks.
because he likes Tommy Lauren, that means he's a racist white supremacist. That's what she's implying with that there too. Let's not
Mm-hmm.
ignore that. The girl in the picture is not, as many have assumed, his girlfriend, but that doesn't change the story that the picture tells much. She is his friend, and she is complicit. Oh my god. Like, we imagine you get arrested and they come and you go and they're like, what happened? You made your girlfriend complicit.
What the fuck?
And
I
then
just
he,
don't.
sorry. Yeah, it's confusing. Let's scroll down a little bit because
Yeah.
this is basically a lot of anecdotal shit she's focusing on about some bullshit
Oh
social
yeah. Let's
media
go to
thing.
this one. It's another little monologue. It's right by. Yeah, it's right above the article why you should dump that Trump supporter.
Yeah, I see what you're talking
All
about.
right. Yeah. Bad news. Dating or marrying a woman is a get out of sexism free card. Bad, as if that's a bad thing or something. The most brutally misogynist men often date, marry, and claim to love women. Then who the fuck is innocent anymore?
Yeah,
Most of the same men who oppose women's rights to vote, who wrote laws ensuring that it was legal to rape your wife, and who barred women from colleges and universities were married to women. Most women who are murdered by are killed by men with whom they are currently or formerly romantically involved. I don't.
she also says men who often claim to love them. I love this. This is really fucked up. She's saying that basically don't trust men who are going to marry and date you because statistically speaking, they're the ones that are going to rape and murder you and be the most sexist. So your boyfriend hates you.
Doesn't make any sense.
She's trying to reinforce like one night stands and seems like being a slut or something. I feel like a lot of these feminists are chicks who want to go out and like fuck every guy in the world and they want to justify their unhappiness with not having a baby or a husband yet, so they have to attack every other woman who's happy.
Mm.
And young person, I can tell you from experience, if he doesn't believe you when you say you need feminism, when you say that a president who is an alleged sexual predator, is not who you want leading the country, when you say that you support inclusion and true acceptance, he certainly won't believe you or trust you in other areas of the world. Really, because honestly, I think objectively at this point, feminist is bullshit. So he sounds like a pretty logical guy, this guy.
And all those alleged sexual predator issues that were facing him were actually all debunked, like every single one of them.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, they were all dropped. It was obvious. They brought like 30 women together at once. They were all like, oh, he got me 20. This isn't a Bill Cosby situation.
No, this is pretty straight up.
But... I mean, it's because Bill's black, and we know black guys rape. You know? So we just got to be fair here if we're being truthful.
Yeah, you can't argue with facts.
I love this. Donald J. Trump is unequivocally a misogynist.
She just goes out of her way to write that. Like, there's no real rhyme or reason for it to be in there. It's just attacking Trump. Again. He has shown time and again that he fundamentally lacks respect for women. His personality is, dare I say, deplorable. Deplorable.
Deplorable?
But that's what so many of his supporters with their latent sexism like about him. This is true also for their white supremacy, anti-Muslim bigotry, ableism, classism, and so on.
Well, Dylan, I gotta say, I do kind of like Trump because of my latent sexism. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably true.
I don't know what ableism is, but I'm gonna say I like that too, for the sake of the joke.
It's a feminist term where they basically say that you're enabling bad behavior because you support it or something.
Cool. Like, I'm all for that.
And classism because I guess we like being superior to other people. And
like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, the Bernie Sanders-Ted Cruz debate didn't go very well.
That is the saddest thing I've ever seen. That man was destroyed, and I'm glad he was.
Well, I love
seeing Bernie happy.
I don't hate Bernie, but watching that debate, it was tough. It was tough to watch. It was like watching an old man get kicked in the nuts over and over again in a nursing home. And
it was great. Everybody needs to see that.
And he is like so many abusers coming into the lives and feeds of girls and young women when they are most vulnerable. Depression among young women is up significantly because of feminism. That's why all these women are depressed, because you treat women like shit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let them be women anymore, in large part due to the exact kind of negativity that Trump embodies. So because you're making them scared of him, it's not your fault, it's his fault for being Trump.
Intimate partner violence, whatever the fuck that may be, is fairly common in young couples because reasons. About 20% of teenage girls in relationships with boys report experiencing it. And I'm going to go ahead. There's a link there. I'm going to let Pat go on and read. I'm going to look more into.
Okay, and it is much less likely to be reported if an abuser is also emotionally manipulative. If you're experiencing violence in your relationship, there are resources. When he undermines you for your political views, he seems so sure. He knows so much about it. He spent so much time on the message boards. It's much harder to know when you're right about everything. And young person who actually are right, you are right about gender equality. You are right about a president whose ideology is so clearly rooted in hate. You're right about inclusion and intersectionality and whatever else he's tried to argue about. So Trump's wrong about everything because, fuck it, it's a blanket statement. But you are not right if you think you have to stay with him. You are not right if you believe that all men are like that. Well, you seem to believe all men are like that, Miss Feminist Writer. A partner who voted for and continues to support a candidate who undermines your humanity does not respect your humanity. Son of Baldwin, we can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. Well, under that logic, Black Lives Matter should become a terrorist organization. We should ban Islam in the whole world. And feminism, third wave feminism, needs to go away because you are trying to oppress my identity as a white man and my humanity. You have been dehumanizing white men in this country and women who don't fit your standard of feminism, and now you're trying to manipulate them and make them scared of the men they're with because they're being, gaslighted. Because if, God forbid a guy's a fucking Trump supporter and he's not a misogynist or a racist or a sexist. He just has to be, right? If you didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, suck my balls. It's important, too, to remember what a privilege is. It is to agree to disagree, young, probably white feminist. Jesus, you're a racist. Your
Really.
peers, no, everything she cares about is your race in this. It is so focused.
It's so directed at hating white people again. You are not being a good ally. If you're worried you'll never find one such partner, young person, don't forget that Trump supporters are in the minority. No, we're not. Also, considering Trump's many terrifying scandals, Pissgate, whatever, and executive orders over the last month, perhaps that minority will grow even smaller. His current approval rating is the lowest of any new president, which is certainly encouraging.
Well, okay, so she's basically celebrating that she wants the country to do bad. She wants Trump to do bad because she doesn't want to be wrong. If Trump was doing well in any way, she wouldn't acknowledge it, and that's true. She's happy his approval rating's going down. This means she wants the country to do badly. She's enjoying if the country does bad, and she just assumes Trump supporters are in the minority because of the popular vote and stuff, and biased polls that they put everywhere. And most people don't admit if they're Trump. And I like her saying you're not being a good ally. So she's shaming you if you don't agree with her. She's basically telling a young feminist, you have to do what I tell you to do. She's an authoritarian pig fuck.
So,
This isn't to say you must only date those who share your views exactly. You don't need to align on every issue, especially those that are truly political. But to date someone who doesn't embrace an ideology and a candidate that actively reduces you. Young person, there are people in the world of all agenders who not only agree with your political views, but agree with your fundamental belief that you are a human being who is worth loving. This woman has serious, serious daddy issues. I mean,
Dad, like,
I think Daddy touched somebody when they were young. I'm just saying.
here, I think we hit the bottom here.
Yeah.
Hannah Brooks Olson is a contributing writer for Everyday Feminism, of course, a small human, and a millennial. Her interests are politics, podcasts, Pac-12 football, feminism, of course. I like how they didn't put that one in the front, and Oxford commas. She is curious to a fault. Follow her on Twitter and Medium at whatever. Read her articles, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, that's who she is.
Well, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go follow her on Twitter later after this video, and I'm gonna share a link to this video to her Twitter. So everyone look out for that.
Honestly, you can just look at her bio and know that you shouldn't read this. So, heads up.
Here's her final little piece here. In short, young person, I hope you at least remember this. Don't fuck someone whose political actions could fuck you.
Ooh, she's edgy. Watch out for all that edge.
So this is clearly a chick who thinks she understands. It's a conspiracy theory, and it's really starting to annoy me about this like alt-right underground forum group, Reddit, Pepe thing. And she thinks she has it all figured out, and she's trying to inform young feminists how to avoid it. This has 7,000 fucking shares. So 7,000 people shared this, probably not for the reasons of laugh out loud like we are.
Right.
That's upsetting. There's 7,000 retarded people who read this website.
Too much.
So Sharkfoot, what did you learn from it? What did it enlighten you on about being a white man?
That people are really pushing to keep the SJW crap alive. And looks like it's gonna be a rough ride until they're gone. It's gonna be like a scab that's really hard to pull off, but once it's gone, you know.
I hope so, because sometimes you get a scar